Good day everyone, my name is Kristian Labayno from ECE 3A. Today I will present my performance task number 5 at my ECE 23 subject. Let's start. There are many types of digital modulation techniques. The CPFSK or continuous phase frequency keying. Second is the DQPSK, differential quadrature phase shift keying. The GSM-SK Gaussian minimum shift keying, and the last is MF-SK multiple frequency shift keying, but we will tackle only the CPF-SK. What is CPF-SK? It is a continuous phase frequency shift keying. It's a commonly used variation of frequency shift keying, which is itself a special case of analog frequency modulation. It is used for many things. FSK is the method of modulating digital data onto the sinusoidal carrier wave, including the information present in the data of variation of the carrier's instantaneous frequency between one or two frequencies, referred to as the space frequency and the mark frequency. In general, a standard FSK signal does not have continuous phase, as modulated waveform switches instantaneously between two sinusoidal with different frequency. We will tackle this later on how it gets. As the name suggested, the phase of CPFSK in the Falcon continuous. This attribute is desirable for signals that are transmitted over the band limit channel, as discontinuities in the signal introduce wideband frequency component. In addition, some classes of amplifier exhibit nonlinear behavior when driven with nearly discontinuous signal. This could have undesirable effect on the shape of transmitted signal. Let's proceed. In FSK, abrupt switching for one oscillator output to another in successive signaling interval result is relatively large spectral side lobe outside the main spectrum band of the signal. For example, this picture, the oscillator 1 is the binary 1 and the oscillator 2 is the binary 0. The switch is the signal digital modulation signal. We can see in this picture that this is the discontinuous phase and that generates unwanted spectrum. This wave has a large spectral side lobe in this side. For the 0101, it has an error when the waveform created. Let's proceed. CPFSK is the memory-based modulation scheme in which phase is constrained to be continuous. For example, voltage control oscillator, the binary 1 is the high frequency signal, the binary 0 is the low frequency signal. In binary 1, the waveform is near to each other, and the binary low frequency signal is the waveform is far from each other but has no damage. This is the example of CPFSK diagram, ang waveform. It is continuous waveform from 010101. It has no error created. Continuous to itself, to called continuous by itself. Note, the information bearing signal frequency modulates a signal carrier whose frequency is changed continuously. The resulting frequency modulated signal space continuous. In a rectangular pulse shaping, phase changes nearly with the time and the frequency is held constant throughout the data interval. In general, frequency cos of length is denoted by LRC EC with L is equals to 1. 1 REC is CPM signal is called continuous phase frequency keying. Note that although the rectangular pulse shaping function is discontinuous, the phase response function is continuous. Frequency function ft of linear pulse shape with full response to CPM signaling is given to, for example, in this, the piecewise function. If ft is equals to h over 2t, while it is respect to the 0 less than or equal to t less than or equal to big T. This is how it gets. If gt is equals to 0, then the t must be less than to 0, while if the g is respect to t is equals to the pi times ht over capital T with small letter t, which represent the time should be greater of the equal to 0 but less than to the equal of capital T. And this is the for full response CPFSK formula. And this is also the where the instantaneous pace is and the accumulated pace or pace state is. You can pause this. Let's proceed. In figure 2.16, this is the 2.16 and the 2.17 pace tree of CPFSK normalized with respect to h is equals to 1 half, and the 2.17 is pace trellis of CPFSK normalized with respect to h is equals to 1 half. These two figures shows that the pace tree and pace trellis of two CPFSK and H is equals to 1 half respectively. We emphasize that the pace transistors transition in the state trellis diagram in figure 2.17 from one state to another are not true pace trajectories. They represent phase transitions with the terminal observed state of the time instant. T is equals to I minus 1 bigger T with respect to 1 less than or equal to I and less than or equal to N. This is the phase trajectory of CPFSK. Phase trajectory for binary CPFSK. And the phase trajectory for quaternary CPFSK. Actual electronic system that uses CPFSK. The GSM technology, Bluetooth technology, DECT technology, and many more. It is used in wireless and satellite connections. For GSM, in the cellular communication system like GSM, frequency reuse is done extensively. The side lobe level should be as small as possible. The abrupt phase transistor generates frequency components that have significant amplitude. Thus, the resultant power in the side lobe causes co-channel and inter-channel interference. High-power amplifiers may have to operate in the nonlinear region in order to improve the transmission power. Continuous phase modulation schemes are preferred to counter this problem. Let's proceed. For the Bluetooth, the signal is continuous. In our cell phone, we use Bluetooth to transfer data from one another. In DICT is standard for digital wireless telephone technology. It works from the base station with the handset, for example, the walkie-talkie. Major application, cordless private branch exchange, the wireless local loop, the cordless terminal mobility, the home cordless phone, the GSM DECT internet working. It is used of the policeman or other who are engaged in communication. Summary. Continuous phase frequency shift keying is the commonly used variation of frequency shift keying, which is itself a special case of analog frequency modulation. The phase of CPFSK is in fact continuous. This attribute is desirable for signals that are transmitted over the band limit channel. As discontinuities is the signal introduce wideband frequency component. CPFSK is the memory-based modulation scheme in which phase is constrained to be continuous. CPFSK application, GSM technology, Bluetooth technology, DECT technology, and many more, including the satellite and the wireless communication. It is continuous all over time. Thank you.